talking about how we set up Excel spreadsheets. This is going to lead into some videos next week. So I have a basic spreadsheet here, and it's just a budget, okay? And it's going to be storing, let's say, rent, salary, miscellaneous, so income sources, as well as expenses, and then how much, and then per month. So when we set out to create a spreadsheet, a lot of the time we're thinking about the finished product, right? How do I want this to look? What do I want to see? And what we really should be thinking, not all situations, but some, is what data do I need to get to that end result? And as soon as I start thinking about that, well, then it opens up Excel to a whole bunch of possibilities. So as an example, here in my basic spreadsheet, this is a finalized kind of finished spreadsheet, okay? Aside from formatting, let's ignore that. So what I have is set income, set expenses in set months, which is fine. However, what if we organize this and we stored it in a table? And so what I have in the table is the exact same data I have here, except now because it's stored and organized in a table, it's a lot more flexible. I could have specific dates when an income or an expense occurred. I've added an ID column, not really necessary. I just think with tables it's useful to have a record identifier, but this technically is not needed. So we have the date, we have the type, whether it's an income or expense, and then we have a description. We could add in a detailed description if I want to get even more information, let's say about a miscellaneous income or a miscellaneous expense. And then I filled in the amounts. So I have the exact same data I have here, except it's organized in a table. And here's where this becomes an advantage. In the unorganized data, if let's say 1 month, let's just say over in May here, I'm going to add in May. First of all, I got to put that in twice, right? Restructure my spreadsheet, redo the formatting, all that type of stuff. That's one downside. Let's say in May I started to get an investment income. So I want to add in, let's say, a row. So now my row gets added. I make it, whatever it's going to be. Investment, and then over in May I'd put the amount. Then I have all these blank rows and so on and so forth. So it's kind of clumsy to make adjustments. Finalized spreadsheets usually are. They're usually kind of set, and they're flexible to a point. But with this organized data in a table, adding in that additional expense, additional income, specific date that it occurred in, is very, very simple. And what we can do is we can actually use this data to create finalized spreadsheets through tools that we have available in Excel. Specifically, one that we're going to look at next week is pivot tables. So what I'd like you to start doing is start thinking maybe about what data do I need to get to that final product, and then start creating that data rather than, oh, let's just jump right into our finalized version and put in this data. And it's sure it's going to work. It's going to be great for that one-off, but you might spend a lot of time doing this. A lot of work gets put into it, and if I put that same amount into storing data in an organized manner, well, then it becomes much more useful to me in Excel. So think about that the next time you're setting up a spreadsheet.